Hi, I'm Meada Taylor, and welcome to Kuumba Creative Puppets. I'm a puppeteer, and on today's episode, we are going to visit Kuumba Creative Classroom. Now, today, we are going to visit my own personal library. I'm going to choose a book out of there and kind of review the book of, give you a little detail of what's inside.
Kuumba-Nia, creativity with a purpose. Hey! Kuumba-Nia, creativity with a purpose.
We're going to start today with a beginner's book. So if you have never, ever entered into the world of puppetry, then this is the book that even if you have, this is the book that every puppeteer should have. And it is called Making Puppets Come Alive: How to Learn and Teach Hand Puppetry by Larry Engler and Carol Fijan. Now, if I pronounced that last name incorrectly, if somebody could just leave it in comments, give me some kind of pronunciation guide. And then next time I mention this book, I will definitely do it justice. But anyway, both of these authors are um, puppeteers as well. One of them did mainly the text, and the other one, the system or the technique that is demonstrated in the book. And it is, let's see, it is photographed by David Attie, and I hope I pronounced that right, and demonstration puppets by Paul Vincent Davis. And again, this is Making Puppets Come Alive: How to Learn and Teach Hand Puppetry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the table of contents. That way you know if you would like to explore this book. And it is available on Amazon, and I must admit I do get a small commission, affiliate commission, if you do purchase the book. So just a word of mouth. Okay, so here we go. It starts out with giving definition of what is puppetry and what is a puppet, what is considered a puppet. And then it starts out, of course, with hand puppets, and the basic hand puppets that you would see in what is that show that used to be Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Remember that? Yeah. So he used a lot of hand puppets there. And then it's going to go into the movement of hand puppets, because with hand puppets you have that direct contact, so you have direct control of your puppet, as opposed to marionettes, which are suspended by strings and there's a distance between you and the puppet, or rod puppets, there's a distance between you and a rod puppet, etc. But anyway, how to use your hand puppet, how to make your hand puppet come alive. Now it goes into the finger movements, because the finger movements can move the head and the arms. Okay, then it goes into the wrist movements, and the wrist movements can make the puppet turn and nod and do all other kinds of things. And then the arm movements, which can make the puppet travel. Then it goes into some exercises in using those movements that I had just mentioned. And it starts out with pantomime, which is movements without any words. You're telling a story without any words. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it is all action. Because puppetry, action comes first, and then the words enhance. That's the way puppetry works. So we are very dependent on what is the puppet saying with its actions. Okay, and then with the traditional hand puppet, you can pick up things. You can turn real quickly. You can throw things. You can point up there and point over there. So there's many things that you can do as far as props go. as well. You have like again that direct contact, which gives you a little more control than if you had string puppets, which you probably had to be a string or a rod or something to that nature, or the hand and rod puppet where you have to manipulate your props indirectly. It goes into this is part of the characterization. It goes into the puppet voices. The puppet voices, is it are the puppet voices fitting to the character, fitting to the size, fitting to the personality of that puppet. Okay, and how should a puppet move when it's speaking? So now we're talking about the puppet speaking. We're off of pantomime and we're on to the speaking, which brings us to improvisation, which is you're given a certain circumstance, and the puppet has a conflict or something that opposes it reaching its goal. And sometimes the main puppet wins and sometimes it doesn't. But either way, there's a resolution or resolve or conclusion to all the things that just happened. Okay. And in case you can't think of your own, they do give you some suggested improvisations. And remember, I said anything that you wear on your hand is considered a hand puppet. So a mouth puppet, even like the traditional Muppet puppets, that's considered a hand puppet. They call it a hand and rod puppet. A mouth puppet, they show you how to even construct some simple ones that has no legs or no arms or anything like that. It's more kind of like a sock puppet, if you want to think about it. Okay, and then in the performance, is talking about the critique or the standard or the performance criteria for the puppet to be believable and come alive. Okay, and then it even gives you a run through of preparing a full production. In order to have production, you have to have the puppet. So they give you patterns for a simple felt puppet and for a simple mouth puppet. Of course, the puppet has to have a place to perform. So simple stages they give you as well, and some advice on simple lighting. And into the appendix, they give you an outline for a lesson plan. So if you have a desire to teach how to do hand puppets, then they give you a sample of that as well. So again, I recommend this book, Making Puppets Come Alive, How to Learn and Teach Hand Puppetry by Larry Engler and Carol Fijan. And again, the illustrations, the photograph are by David Attie, and demonstration puppets by Paul Vincent Davis. So this is a very good beginner's book. I think every puppeteer, regardless of what genre of puppetry they are in, should get this book because it's a foundation. It's a foundation. Okay, so that's it for today, and hopefully you will subscribe and like and comment and ring that notification bell. Ding, ring that notification bell, and tell your friends about it. About Kuumba Creative Puppets. So again, I am Meada Taylor for Kuumba Creative Puppets, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, Kuumba-Nia, creativity with a purpose.